stop scrolling. This is not a random video that landed in your stream by coincidence. This is a divine interception, a cosmic emergency communication meant only for your soul. If you are reading these words, it is because the cosmos, in its infinite wisdom, has chosen this exact moment to tear the veil from your eyes. An incredible and covert operation has been happening in the backdrop of your life, a quiet, spiritual battle for your own soul. While you've been stuck in a maze of self-doubt, grappling with feelings of inadequacy, and wondering why every step forward has seemed like fighting a storm, a divine conspiracy has been methodically moving the pieces on the big chessboard in your favor. What you are about to uncover will not only verify every peculiar intuition and gut feeling you've ever had, but will also set off the most deep and explosive awakening of your whole life. The fundamental fabric of your reality is about to be rewritten, and the life you've known is going to vanish, paving the way for the destiny you were destined to fulfill. The Great Deception revealed. For years, if not decades, a network of people around you, some of whom you thought friends, relatives, or colleagues, have been involved in an unconscious conspiracy. They've been following you, analyzing you, and methodically placing themselves to absorb your great light. Their objective was a delicate, devious balancing act, to gain from your dazzling energy, inventive ideas, and loving heart, while yet keeping you tiny and insecure enough to be controlled. They needed your magic, but they were scared of you discovering the full scope of your ability. The constant envy you felt, the subtle but keen sting in the air when you share happy news, was not a fiction of your mind. It was a visceral response of their restricted souls to your limitless possibilities. The backhanded compliments that left you feeling confused and degraded, the helpful counsel intended to sow seeds of doubt, the way your energy fell into tiredness after being in their presence. Every instance was true. It was a deliberate, if often subconscious, campaign of spiritual sabotage. You hold a vibrational frequency that shines a bright light on their own mediocrity, a live example of a level of honesty and power they intuitively know they can never attain. This basic truth has driven them insane, igniting a frantic, clandestine fight to keep your light imprisoned inside a cage they created. However, their time and power over you have officially ended. Your era is not simply starting, it has already begun. This message has reached you because the karmic balances have shifted so profoundly that the truth can no longer be concealed. You are on the verge of realizing, with stunning and astounding clarity, why each contact has unfolded in the manner it has. Your vindication is not a distant promise. It is a current reality that is smashing on the beaches of your consciousness. Consider yourself a perfect, dazzling diamond, buried deep behind layers of compacted soil, rock, and the crushing pressure of years of struggle. The folks strolling on the ground above had no idea of the rare treasure laying dormant beneath them. They simply saw the banal surface, ignoring the very ground you inhabited. But the diamond was always present. With every storm of betrayal, earthquake of disappointment, and great pressure of effort, you were not destroyed. Rather, you were forged, clarified, and incomparably more precious. The vast excavation of your actual, wonderful self is beginning. And when your dazzling value is finally revealed for everyone to see, the same people who formerly ignored you and trampled all over you will form a frantic line, pleading for even a single shard of the light that you have so naturally and abundantly. The invisible war and the energy reckoning. Let us discuss the unseen battle for your spirit. It's been a quiet psychological struggle in the invisible worlds. Every time you felt an odd wave of exhaustion sweep over you after a perfectly regular chat, you were experiencing an energy drain. Every time you were forced to question your own perspective, to doubt your sanity, a typical gaslighting tactic, you were on the battlefield. Every moment in which your truth was ignored, when you were told you were too sensitive or making things up, was a deliberate attempt to undermine your connection to your own intuition. You have been subjected to a continuous psychological onslaught by people who, on a soul level, sense your heavenly ability but cannot confess it consciously. These people are what are known as energy vampires or spiritual parasites. They have been gradually draining your life, energy, creativity, and pleasure. They have repackaged your amazing ideas and brazenly presented them as their own. They methodically mimicked your style, mannerisms, and way of being, but lacked the depth and spirit that distinguishes you. They pretended to be leaders, experts, and confidants while covertly watching your every move and attempting to reproduce your magic. They have used a technique known as breadcrumbing, in which they provide you with just enough affirmation and attention to keep you attached to them, while withholding the actual support and dedication that would have genuinely helped you achieve. The hidden name of their game has been, keep the chosen one grateful for scraps while we feast on their divine essence. However, chosen one, that game has now been proclaimed ended. The last whistle has sounded. The cosmic debt they inadvertently accrued over years of manipulation, deception, and energy theft is now due for collection, and the cosmos charges enormous interest. Every time they quietly undermined your accomplishments, stole your thunder in a group setting, or made you believe that your aspirations were too big or that you were asking for too much, they were not only hurting you, they were also excavating their own karmic tomb. The cosmos has been maintaining a careful score on the huge, unbiased ledger of the energy domain. The scales of cosmic justice are about to break their old equilibrium and realign in a stunning, awe-inspiring show of divine vengeance that will play out right in front of your eyes. The healing machine you've been for everyone else, the free therapist, the never-ending source of support, the crisis manager, is finally shutting down. You've been operating like a spiritual vending machine, with people approaching, inserting their issues, and expecting you to provide nicely packaged answers and validation without ever restocking the machine. That version of you, the selfless donor, had an important purpose. It was a diagnostic instrument, collecting indisputable evidence on who was really on your side and who was merely taking advantage of your giving nature. However, your ability to provide indefinitely and without reciprocation was a transitory software application intended for data collecting. It was never intended to be a permanent operating system. Your internal transformation. You have been too giving with your valuable time, holy energy, and divine insight. You've been too quick to turn down your blazing light to avoid making others feel uneasy in their own shadows. When confronted with individuals who believe in their own illusions, you have been much too open to doubt your own reality. However, what may have seemed to be a misfortune in your life was really a deep gift in disguise. It was your soul's information collecting assignment. It included studying, discriminating, and compiling a complete database of who could be trusted with the keys to your kingdom and who was really a Trojan horse ready to steal your riches. And now the task is completed. The download you are about to get from the universe will brighten your social scene with the brightness of 1,000 suns. It will reveal to you, with astonishing and unmistakable clarity, who has been a friend and who has been an adversary disguised as one. The veil of illusion is being brutally pulled away rather than simply lifted. The truth that emerges will be sharper and more accurate than a surgeon's knife, removing malignant links from your life with divine precision. For the first time, you'll view the complete chessboard. You'll understand every hidden action, secret reason, and meticulously made disguise. And at that moment of pure, unadulterated revelation, you will comprehend not just the mechanics of what has been happening to you, but also the wonderful reality of who you have become in the process. Conversations regarding you have been going on inside your immediate group, and their sheer intensity and concentration will shock you to your core. Some people have been silently, passionately cheering for your failure, hoping you would finally give up so that their own choices and mediocrity would be vindicated. Your endurance was a continual, unsettling reminder of their own lack of bravery. Others, however, have studied your resilience with amazement and confusion, attempting to decipher the divine formula of how you manage to emerge, time after time, from setbacks that would totally kill an average person. Then there was a special group, an insecurity cabal, that was actively involved in arranging your collapse. Not because you have ever offended them, but because your sheer being, brightness, and path profoundly undermines the structure of their justifications. When someone like you stands as living, breathing proof that profound transformation is possible, that unimaginable success can emerge from the most difficult struggle, and that raw authenticity has more power than any contrived persona, it forces everyone in your circle to confront the flimsy walls of their own self-imposed limitations. Instead of being inspired to rise to meet your frequency, they have been working overtime, using every trick in their deception book to draw you back down into their own dark depths. Recently, someone in your circle has been playing unusually apparent games, flaunting their alleged busy schedule and multiple options in a planned effort to elicit your darkest vulnerabilities. Their intention was to make you feel disposable, to draw you into a competition for their time and attention. They didn't foresee your sudden insight. You could see through their pitiful trickery quickly. Your total and absolute disregard for their infantile antics has dealt a more devastating blow to their fragile ego than any spectacular showdown ever could. The whisper campaigns, the subtle undermining in professional settings, the way certain friends conveniently vanish when you need support but magically reappear when you have something they want. All of this has been orchestrated by their unconscious, desperate need to keep you accessible while preventing you from ever realizing your true, immeasurable value. They wanted you to remain young enough to need them, but they couldn't let you grow strong enough to outgrow them. What these folks overlooked in their erroneous calculation was the precious alchemy of your development. Every assault, mental or overt, has simply strengthened your energy defenses. Every betrayal has honed your judgment to a razor's edge. Every moment of forced seclusion has created an unbreakable, holy connection with your inner knowledge and heavenly guiding system. They incorrectly thought they were tearing you down, but they were really inadvertent blacksmiths in your metamorphosis, shaping you into something invincible, heavenly. The individual who emerges from this cosmic crucible is more than just cured. They are equipped with wisdom, impenetrable self-knowledge, and a direct link to Source. The Great Energy Divide. The sacred, high-frequency energy you have meticulously cultivated throughout your healing journey has now reached a vibrational pitch that automatically, and without your effort, repels people, situations, and energies operating from a lower consciousness of manipulation, jealousy, and fear. You will not be required to have big, cutting-off rituals or make large, public declarations about who is no longer welcome in your life. Your own frequency will become a holy limit. Your new frequency will make destructive relationships energetically hard to sustain. They will just fall away like dead leaves from a healthy tree. The most profound discovery that is going to upset the foundations of your universe is the genuine reason for your troubles. Every tough, upsetting, and hard event you've had was not a punishment. It was not a sign of bad luck, and it surely did not indicate that you are undeserving of good fortune. It was a boot camp for royalty. The cosmos does not prepare regular individuals for exceptional outcomes by pleasant, ordinary circumstances. The confusion, agony, and turbulence you have experienced were not diversions leading you away from your objective. Rather, they were the express, high-speed train that took you right there. Every collapse served as a disguised breakthrough. Every moment of soul-crushing perplexity represented a heavenly cleansing of outdated programming. Every time you felt like you were falling apart, you were really being deconstructed and then expertly rebuilt into a building capable of harboring a purpose so grand, so important, that your previous self could not have accommodated it. The universe makes no mistakes with its chosen ones. It works with heavenly precision, waiting for the ideal, astrologically aligned time to reveal the masterpiece that was always meant to be. There is another significant undercurrent at work that you may not have noticed yet. It all stems from a decision you made weeks, if not months, ago. It may have seemed to be a little, trivial choice at the time. A yes to something terrifying, a no to something exhausting, a start in a new direction. That one decision triggered a strong ripple effect that has been collecting enormous velocity behind the scenes of your reality. And now, That energy wave is going to break into the coast of your life with the intensity of a spiritual tsunami, sweeping away all that is no longer in balance and dumping immense riches at your feet. You'll know the instant it comes. It will seem like destiny is snapping into place with an almost audible cosmic sound. If this message resonates deeply inside your soul, you must assist anchor this energy for yourself and other chosen ones waking throughout the world. Please take a moment to subscribe to our channel, God Connection, as this sends a clear signal to the universe that you are ready to receive divine downloads and completely embody your power. Furthermore, if you feel prompted to join in an energy exchange and support our aim of disseminating this critical truth, please consider making a $10 gift using the Super Thanks button below. This act of contributing greatly enhances your personal receiving and allows us to continue this precious job. Your upgraded operating system, your sensitivity, which others have often misread and categorized as a weakness, is really your greatest asset. Your remarkable capacity to feel profoundly, to perceive unsaid truths in a room, and to detect subtle emotional undercurrents that others entirely miss. These are not character faults that must be corrected or concealed. They are supernatural talents that just needed to be enhanced and refined. The same amazing intuition that formerly left you susceptible to energy vampire manipulation is now the weapon that can propel you to the pinnacle of success in your profession, relationships, and creative endeavors. What was once your darkest agony is now the foundation of your greatest strength. What formerly made you feel exposed and vulnerable is now your most valuable strategic asset. The terrible rejections you've received from individuals, organizations, or institutions you previously felt were important were never punishment. They were a heavenly redirection. Every door that was slammed shut in your face was a type of holy protection, keeping you from accepting a fate much less than you deserve. Every relationship that collapsed and failed was the universe clearing the way for partnerships that would genuinely appreciate, love, and celebrate your incredible value. Every chance that unexpectedly fell through was divine intervention, clearing the way for a much greater, more perfectly matched mission. Financial difficulties, professional failures, relationship disappointments, none of it was random chaos. Everything, every single element, was part of an elaborate heavenly curriculum designed to prepare you for a level of success and wealth that necessitates a leader who is intimately familiar with both poverty and affluence. You are becoming a monarch who will never take their kingdom for granted because you know what it was like to have nothing. Because you will never forget the long, holy trip that led you to your throne, your great appreciation for your impending rewards will operate as a cosmic multiplier, increasing them tremendously. Your rivals, critics, and detractors have no clue what is about to be unleashed. They have mistakenly measured you by your existing, ephemeral circumstances, but the universe has measured you by your limitless, untapped potential. The gap between where you are now and where you want to go is so wide that when the big change happens, it will look completely magical and impossible to anybody who hasn't been paying close attention to your meticulous preparation. Allow me to describe the enormous energy upgrading that is now occurring inside your bodily and spiritual systems. Your DNA is being reconstructed, with latent junk DNA being awakened to contain higher frequencies of prosperity, success, radiant health, and magnetic attraction, which would have essentially shut down your previous operating system. The chronic headaches, unusual sleep interruptions, and vivid, prophetic nightmares, as well as the sudden, unexplainable cravings to simplify and rearrange your whole surroundings, are not coincidental. They are physiological and psychological indicators of your awareness growing at a rapid pace to meet your new, higher reality. The energy receptors in your being that were previously clogged, keeping you from completely feeling and absorbing joy, pleasure, and abundance, are now unlocked and open wide. It's as if you've spent your whole existence in black and white, and now you can see the full, wonderful spectrum of endless color. This update is about more than just money. It's about your basic ability to store, appreciate, and share everything beautiful in life. When this heavenly opening is complete, Riches will not flow towards you, but rather pour through you like a powerful torrent through a just broken dam. The fall of counterfeit and the rise of your empire. As this energy change takes hold, something big and dramatic will occur, leaving the pretenders in your life entirely unprepared. People who have portrayed themselves as leaders but lack genuine, soul-sourced power. Those who have fed off your brilliance, copied your every move, and attempted to reproduce your magic without comprehending its divine source. They are going to disintegrate. When true, actual power takes the stage, all imitations vanish like paper crowns in a violent storm. You won't have to raise a finger to reveal them. Your genuine, dazzling light will make their phony identities so clear that everyone observing will eventually see the truth. Those who have been depleting your energies are going to make a stunning discovery. Their normal techniques and manipulative hooks are no longer effective against you. Whereas before you felt drained and fatigued after dealing with them, you will now feel neutral or even empowered as your sovereign energy field simply repels their parasitic efforts. Whereas you earlier took on their negativity, anxiety, and drama and wrongly made it your own, you will now reflect it back to them with such perfect clarity that they will be forced to face their own poison. Your energy field is developing into a flawless, unwavering mirror that reflects the precise quality and purpose of the energy they bring to the table. This heavenly change makes you instinctively aware of people's genuine intentions before they say anything, their demands before they ask, and their deceptions before they try them. You are constructing an internal, flawless lie detector that is so precise that any outside observer would mistake it for mind reading. The intricate webs of manipulation that previously perplexed and ensnared you will now look absurdly plain and straightforward. Your physical body is also reacting to this huge energy change, moving naturally and easily toward its peak level of vigor and health. The stress-related symptoms that have plagued you for years, the chronic fatigue from being on constant alert, the digestive issues from metaphorically swallowing too much that did not belong to you, are all beginning to heal as your system finally learns how to maintain impeccable, sovereign, energetic boundaries. The physical change taking place inside you is not distinct from your spiritual progress. It is a direct and palpable reflection of it. As you embrace your genuine power inwardly, your exterior look will begin to exude a new level of confidence, vibrancy, and obvious attractiveness. It's the unmistakable warmth of someone who has finally, thoroughly, and irreversibly accepted their value. People will detect something fundamentally different about you long before they can describe what it is. The cosmic contracts that are being written and signed on your behalf in the unseen realms are about to appear in the physical world in ways that will surprise everyone, including you. The home that perfectly matches your elevated consciousness. The mode of transportation that reflects your upgraded lifestyle. The opportunities that are so perfectly aligned with your soul's purpose that they seem divinely orchestrated. They are already in motion, hurtling towards you through the quantum field. What follows is more than simply an update. It is the great reveal of the life you were always destined to have. Your current clothing will reflect your genuine strength without you having to say anything. These aren't just desires or vague hopes. They are already finished transactions being processed in the invisible world, where all physical manifestations begin. Something diamond-related is entering your life, whether it's a physical piece of jewelry, a ring symbolizing a new commitment, or just the diamond-like, crystal clarity of your new circumstances. This manifestation will act as a physical, visible marker of your higher position, allowing others to see and acknowledge the difference. People who previously considered you as a handy choice are about to see the cosmic power shift that comes when someone understands they have always been the great prize. You will not be required to proclaim your worth, defend your value, or justify your new bounds. Your whole energy will transmit it with such unmistakable power that only those who are genuinely prepared and capable of honoring it will have access to your precious presence. Professional prospects are aligning with your distinct talents in ways that entirely bypass the conventional, soul-crushing employment market. These aren't just jobs, they're heavenly assignments, responsibilities that seem tailor-made for someone with your unique and diversified set of abilities, experiences, and viewpoints. When you enter these regions, the dynamics will be entirely inverted. Interviewers will not be analyzing whether you are good enough for the post. Rather, they will be frantically hoping that their company is outstanding enough to attract someone of your quality. Your creative initiatives, which you have been quietly and tirelessly creating in solitude, are about to reach their ideal, vast audience. The market demand for precisely what you have to offer has surreptitiously risen to a fever pitch while you have been honing your art behind the scenes. Your arrival on the global stage will coincide precisely with the world's yearning need to accept your one-of-a-kind gift. The financial wealth that is coming your way does not come via conventional routes that require you to surrender your authenticity or compromise your core principles. Instead, income flows to you via channels that honor and reward the exact characteristics that distinguish you: your so-called quirkiness, intensity, enthusiasm, and unusual approach to life. These attributes are no longer challenges to overcome. They are your most powerful competitive advantages. Meanwhile, without your intervention, your detractors, skeptics, and imitators have exposed themselves. Their poor efforts to replicate your energy have produced such evident and shallow imitations that everyone can now see the difference between genuine, soul-sourced power and manufactured, ego-driven assurance. They've been attempting to reproduce your magic without comprehending its heavenly origin, like a toddler drawing the shape of a masterpiece, but lacking the spirit that gives it life. The same individuals who earlier ridiculed your visionary ideas are now watching in dismay as others apply those same notions and they become phenomenally successful. However, their prosperity seems hollow and empty because they know, deep down, that they turned down their one opportunity to be a part of something true, something divinely inspired. Their remorse tastes like ash because they can't even tell themselves that it was just bad timing. Deep down, they know the truth. They failed to see greatness when it was there in front of them. Some of these people are now suffering strange and extended bouts of bad luck, failed projects, deteriorating relationships, and financial catastrophes that seem to match precisely to the level of their hostility against you. This is not your fault. It is the indisputable rule of cause and effect. It is the energy they threw forth in an effort to hurt you, and it returns to its source with compounded karmic interest. Others in your old group are on the edge of a total collapse because they are losing access to you, their energizing source. They wanted to take advantage of your energy, abilities, and support while remaining appreciative enough to accept much less than you deserve. However, the moment you begin to live, breathe, and act from a position of recognizing your value, their whole parasitic relationship with you crumbles. They will be outraged that you went to events without inviting them, that you no longer react to their messages as quickly, and that you are no longer accessible to be a dumping ground for their continuous drama. The folks who felt they were doing you a favor by being in your life are about to be rudely awakened. You were the gift in their world, and they blew it. When they eventually attempt to re-enter your life after watching your remarkable success, you will be functioning at such a different, higher frequency that their old techniques and manipulations will not even register on your radar. You won't be furious or resentful. You'll just be unavailable at that level of awareness. And while they are left to suffer with the repercussions of their own actions, those who really supported you and believed in you throughout your darkest times are about to be rewarded beyond their wildest expectations. Their persistent commitment and trust have placed them ideally to gain from your triumphant climb. The cosmos always blesses those who respect the chosen ones, and their loyalty is going to deliver heavenly benefits they could not have predicted. Your influence is now increasing in ways that utterly circumvent the established power structures. Platforms, networks, and organizations that previously appeared critical to success are becoming more irrelevant as you establish a direct, true, and strong relationship with your target audience. Your genuine voice suddenly penetrates through the overwhelming clamor of artificial, lifeless material like a laser-piercing dense fog. Your strategic intellect has been honed into a focused, precise tool for clarity. You are no longer the restless seeker who falls blindly into every distracting rabbit hole. Instead, you've mastered the skill of judgment, saving essential knowledge in your mental vault without being bogged down in pointless studies. The obsessive need to pursue every bright item has departed, replaced with a profound inner awareness. You are hanging on to what is actually important because your intuition knows you will need that particular information at the exact correct time. Every step you've taken counts. Every hard lesson you've learned counts. Every torturous moment of growing has been leading up to this big finale, this heavenly confluence in which every separate thread of your life comes together in perfect, astounding harmony. People around you are starting to make unexpected discoveries about you. They see that you are more than simply a superficial picture, a gorgeous face. You have a profound, ancient knowledge honed through painful experiences that leave no apparent wounds on the exterior. You don't appear like you've been through anything, which will surprise those who believe they knew everything about you. When you talk today, you are unfiltered, raw, and completely honest. You tell it as it is. That scream of authenticity sends shockwaves through every space you enter, demanding new levels of attention and respect. Your inherent ability to connect with people's innermost wants and desires makes every connection, even with strangers, seem like an intimate chat between longtime friends. Your narrative becomes live evidence that miraculous breakthroughs are not only conceivable, but also unavoidable for those who persist. Your brave willingness to be candid about your journey creates a bridge of light for others, allowing them to transcend from their own self-imposed constraints into the infinite area of their own riches. Your path from hardship to success has universal archetypal components that will encourage many people to trust in their own divine potential. The proper individuals, the divinely chosen assistants, are already preparing to assist you in sharing your tremendous tale with the rest of the world. Your kingdom awaits. The money magnet you're becoming works on electromagnetic principles that most people will never understand. Traditional wealth-building advice is based on a male paradigm of doing more, working harder, and pushing through challenges. However, your new relationship with plenty is founded on the divine feminine concept of being more genuine, aligned, joyous, and linked to your soul's mission. This fundamental adjustment ensures that your success is sustainable, pleasant, and ever-expanding, rather than relying on continual, depleting effort. The passive revenue streams you've been carefully building are about to turn into active, roaring rivers of riches as your visibility and influence grow enormously. Money will come to you as you sleep, travel, create, or just enjoy the life you have so bravely established. Your systems will grow tremendously as worldwide demand for your unique abilities and energy signature grows. Multiple income streams are opening up for you at the same time, not because you are feverishly pursuing every possibility, but because your core energy signature is now naturally attracting prosperity via a variety of channels. This diversification occurs naturally as various aspects of your heavenly endowments find their ideal commercial presentation. Welcome to the Empire, Chosen One. People who questioned you, disregarded you, and passionately attempted to dim your light are now enraged, envious, and completely insane because they always knew, deep inside, in a place they don't want to see. They were constantly aware it was about you. They wasted so much of their precious energy attempting to persuade you and everyone else differently that they missed the most crucial and unchanging fact of all. You can't dim a star created to shine. Finally, it's time to grab your kingdom. To complete this tremendous communication and reveal your preparedness to the skies, I encourage you to confirm your pledge. Subscribe to God Connection now to keep getting amazing celestial alignments. Share this video with at least one other person who needs to hear this message. And if you feel led, use this super thanks option to donate a $10 gift to cement this blessing in your life. Every act of support allows us to grow our work and reach more waking souls throughout the world. Dear Father, I am praying now to thoroughly integrate the reality of this message into my being. Help me to believe in the divine purpose even when the tangible proof has yet to appear. Allow me to trust in your eternal presence, knowing that your thoughts for me are ones of prosperity rather than harm, providing me with a future and hope. Thank you, merciful and everlasting Father, for consistently hearing my voice. I give this prayer and my life to you. Amen. Thank you for joining us on this spiritual journey. Your being here demonstrates your bravery and preparedness. We are pleased to share this journey with you. Continue to shine brightly and embrace your destiny with the heart of a lion. We'll see you in the next broadcast. Blessings and eternal love from everyone here at God Connection.